Courage means taking action even when the world doubts you. Have you ever felt like the whole world was watching you, waiting for you to fail? That moment when people raise their eyebrows, laugh at your dream, or tell you it's impossible, that's when courage is tested. Courage isn't about having no fear. It is about moving forward even when fear and doubt surround you. Think about it. Every great story of success starts with someone being doubted. Edison was told he'd never create the light bulb. Oprah was told she wasn't fit for television. Even your favorite athletes or entrepreneurs were once told they weren't good enough. But here's the truth. Courage is doing it anyway, even when no one claps for you. You see, the world doesn't always believe in your vision because it's your vision, not theirs. They can't see what you see, and that's why your courage matters. When you take action despite the noise, you prove not just to others, but to yourself that you are stronger than their doubt. So the next time someone says you can't, smile and say, "Watch me." Keep moving, keep building, keep showing up. Because courage is not about their belief, it's about yours. Take the step, be bold. Your courage will write the story they'll one day admire. True strength comes from believing in your own vision. Do you know what the hardest battle is? It's not fighting against the world, it's fighting against your own doubt. Because if you don't believe in your vision, no one else ever will. Strength isn't about muscles or power. Real strength is waking up every day and saying, "I know where I'm going and nothing can stop me." Think about the people who changed the world. Steve Jobs believed in creating technology that felt human, even when others said it was impossible. J.K. Rowling believed in her story when publishers rejected her again and again. They had no guarantee, no cheering crowd. What they had was belief, and that belief gave them the strength to keep pushing forward. Your vision is your gift. Others may not see it, they may laugh at it, or even try to talk you out of it. But here's the truth. Your strength doesn't come from their approval. It comes from standing tall when no one understands you. So the next time doubt whispers in your ear, remind yourself why you started. Hold your vision close, protect it, and feed it with your belief. Because when you believe in your own path, you become unstoppable. Stay strong, trust your vision. One day, the world will see what you've always seen. Every bold move inspires others to rise higher. Have you ever noticed how one person's courage can spark something inside you? Think about it. When you see someone chase a dream fearlessly, doesn't it make you feel like maybe you can too? That's the power of bold moves. They don't just change your life, they light a fire in the lives of others. Imagine a runner breaking a world record. The moment they cross that finish line, millions of people watching suddenly believe new limits can be broken. Or picture a young artist posting their work online for the first time, despite fear of criticism. That small act of bravery can encourage another person to finally share their voice too. Boldness creates ripples, ripples that reach farther than you'll ever know. Your bold step might be the permission someone else needs to take theirs. You might not see it, but your courage can be the turning point in another person's story. And that's what makes bold moves so powerful. They multiply hope, strength, and possibility. So don't hold back, take that step, speak your truth, start that journey. Because every time you rise higher, you give others the courage to rise too. Be bold, be brave. The world is waiting for your spark. Success requires risk. Comfort never creates history. Let's be honest, comfort feels safe. It's warm, predictable, and easy. But here's the truth. Nothing great has ever been born out of comfort. No history was ever written by someone who played it safe. Success belongs to those who are willing to step out, take risks, and face the unknown. Think about it. The Wright brothers risked failure, even death, to create the first airplane. Elon Musk risked everything he had, even when people laughed at him, to push rockets into space. Every inventor, leader, and dreamer who left their mark on history had one thing in common. They were willing to leave comfort behind. Yes, risk feels scary. It comes with failure, setbacks, and nights of doubt. But staying comfortable is even scarier because it means staying stuck. Comfort may keep you safe, but it also keeps you small. If you want to build something meaningful, you have to be willing to risk looking foolish, risk failing, and risk starting over. Because every step into discomfort takes you closer to growth, closer to strength, and closer to the success you dream about. So ask yourself today, do you want safety or do you want history? The choice is yours. Step out, take the risk. That's where greatness begins. When you stop waiting for permission, you become unstoppable. How many dreams die because people keep waiting? Waiting for the right time, waiting for someone's approval, waiting for a sign that says, now you're ready. But here's the truth. No one is coming to hand you permission. The day you decide to stop waiting is the day your life begins to change. Think about a child learning to ride a bike. If they waited until they felt fully confident, they would never pedal. The confidence comes after you start. It's the same with your dreams. If you keep waiting until everything feels perfect, you'll never move. The secret is to begin, even when you're scared, even when you're unsure. Look at every person who has made an impact. They didn't ask the world, can I do this? They gave themselves permission to try. And because of that, they created movements, built businesses, and changed lives. You don't need approval to chase your dream. You don't need validation to take that step. The power has been in your hands all along. So stop waiting, stop hesitating, start moving. Once you realize you don't need permission, you'll discover something incredible. Nothing can hold you back anymore. Be bold, trust yourself. Give yourself the green light today and watch how unstoppable you become. Critics will always talk, but your results will silence them. No matter what you do, people will always have something to say. They'll doubt you, question you, and sometimes even laugh at you. But here's the thing. Their words don't define you. Your results do. And the best response to critics isn't an argument, it's success. Think about athletes who were told they weren't good enough only to come back and win championships. Or entrepreneurs mocked for their crazy ideas who later built companies worth billions. They didn't waste time fighting with critics. They kept working. They let their results speak louder than any opinion ever could. You see, critics thrive on distraction. If you give them your energy, you lose focus on your goal. But when you keep moving, keep grinding, and keep proving yourself through action, something magical happens. The same people who once doubted you are forced to respect you. So the next time someone talks down to you, don't waste your breath trying to explain yourself. Smile, stay quiet, and get back to work. Because nothing shuts down negativity faster than undeniable results. Let your success be the loudest voice in the room. Keep pushing, keep building, and let your results tell the story they can never deny. Progress begins when you refuse to play small. Have you ever caught yourself holding back, shrinking your dreams just so you don't make others uncomfortable? So many people live like that, playing small, staying quiet, pretending they don't want more. But here's the truth. Progress doesn't come from hiding. It comes from stepping into your full potential, even if it feels scary. Think about it. A bird was never meant to stay in the nest forever. It was meant to spread its wings and fly. In the same way, you weren't born to settle. You weren't made to fit into limits that others place on you. The moment you decide, I'm done playing small, that's when your life begins to change. Every great achievement started with someone daring to think bigger. They stopped shrinking their vision to match the world and started expanding their actions to match their dreams. And that choice opened doors they never imagined possible. Playing small might keep you safe, but it will also keep you stuck. Growth, progress, and success all demand that you take up space, speak up, and go after what you really want. So stop hiding, stop minimizing yourself. Step forward with boldness. Refuse to play small, because your greatness was never meant to be hidden. The world needs you to rise. Great nations and great people are built on daring decisions. History has never been shaped by those who played it safe. It was shaped by those who dared to take risks, to step into the unknown, and to choose boldness over comfort. Every great nation, every great leader, every great individual you admire, they all rose because of daring decisions. Think about it. Nations were built when people dared to fight for freedom instead of accepting oppression. Civil rights movements began when ordinary people dared to say, enough. Even in your own life, every breakthrough you've had, whether it was starting something new, leaving a toxic situation, or chasing a dream, came from one brave decision. Playing it safe keeps life predictable, but it also keeps it small. Greatness is born when someone says, I will try, even if I fail. Those daring choices shape futures, build legacies, and inspire generations. And here is the powerful part. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment to make a bold decision. The right time is now. Every step of courage you take adds to the story of your life, a story that could inspire countless others. So dare today. Dare to choose differently. Dare to take the path that scares you. Because greatness, whether in nations or in people, is built on the decisions bold enough to change everything. Fear fades the moment you step into action. Fear is loudest when you're standing still. It whispers all the reasons you'll fail, all the things that could go wrong, and all the voices of doubt from the past. But here's the secret. Fear isn't as strong as it pretends to be. The very moment you take action, fear begins to shrink. Think about a time you were nervous, maybe speaking in front of a crowd, starting a new job, or walking into a big opportunity. Before you stepped in, your heart was racing. But once you began talking, working, or moving forward, didn't the fear start to fade? That's because action destroys fear's grip. Fear feeds on hesitation. The longer you wait, the bigger it feels. But when you move, even with shaky hands and a racing heart, you prove to yourself that fear is nothing more than smoke and shadows. The truth is, courage doesn't come before action. It comes because of action. Each small step forward makes you stronger, braver, and more confident. So the next time fear tries to hold you back, don't wait until you feel ready. Move anyway. Take the step. Say the word. Begin the journey. Because the instant you act, fear begins to fade, and your true strength begins to rise. The world respects those who lead, not those who follow. Think about it. The names we remember, the people who left their mark on history, were never the ones who blended in. They were the ones who dared to lead. Leadership isn't about titles, money, or status. It's about having the courage to step forward when everyone else steps back. Every movement began with a leader. Martin Luther King Jr. spoke when others stayed silent. Malala stood for education when fear told her to hide. Even in everyday life, leaders are the ones who set examples. The student who raises their hand first, the worker who speaks up with a new idea, the parent who shows strength for their family. Leaders inspire because they act when it matters most. Following the crowd feels safe. You don't stand out, you don't take risks, and you don't face criticism. But here's the problem. Following never creates change. It never builds respect. People admire leaders because they see in them the strength they wish they had. And here is the truth. You don't need to wait for someone to call you a leader. Leadership starts the moment you decide to take responsibility for your vision, your choices, and your actions. So step up. Be bold enough to lead, even if you stand alone at first. The world doesn't remember followers. It remembers leaders. And you were born to lead.